Breaking news. Uganda becomes the first East African country to be officially added onto the alliance of BRICS as a partner country. Yes, I repeat, Uganda becomes the first East African country to become an alliance partner of the BRICS. The BRICS 2024 summit is being carried out in Russia, or has been carried out in Russia in an area called Kuzan. Kuzan is one of the southern, parts of Russia, actually not far away from the front line of the Russia-Ukraine war, but that is an extent of how Vladimir Putin wants to show you how he's in control. He has gotten very strong leaders from different countries, dozens and dozens of leaders, and put them some miles away from the front line. Anyways, that is not the reason. So the BRICS summit is taking place in Kuzan in Russia, and it has attracted so many countries, including countries, by the way, that we didn't know that they were part of the BRICS. So in this case, we've seen the likes of attendees from the UAE. We've seen a representative from the UAE, Ethiopia, countries like Egypt, South Africa, China, of course, India, Russia itself, Brazil, and we saw someone from we saw the president of Turkey, or you can call it Turkey now. So you can see that the summit has really attracted very big countries, and that is how to show you the magnitude, or how big the summit, or how big BRICS is becoming. Now, among the things that were meant to be discussed today, or the things that are on the agenda of the summit, is the expansion of the membership. 32 countries are attending the summit, are meant to attend the summit or attended the summit, including applicant members Turkey and Saudi Arabia, and if they are to join, it could significantly increase the BRICS global influence. The other thing on the agenda is the de-dollarization effort. BRICS is actively, or has been actively, working to reduce the reliance on the BRICS, on the US dollar, increasing the use of cross-border payment agreements that bypass the dollar. The other point is the alternative payment system. The BRICS has been trying to develop a digital payment method, including central bank digital currencies, CBDCs, and BRICS Pay, which would challenge the traditional dollar-centric systems. The other point on the agenda has been the gold accumulation. Central banks are purchasing gold to hedge against the currency devaluations. Therefore, there are hints of discussions, or there has been discussions on the gold-backed currency and reducing the dependence on the dollar. So that is one of the highlights of the BRICS summit. Before a breaking announcement was made that officially 13 new nations were added to the alliance as partner countries, not as full members, but as partner countries. And when they become partner countries, it so means that they are not far away from being full members, though it could take years or so. And this is breaking, among which Uganda was mentioned. Yes, these 13 countries include Algeria, Belarus, Bolivia, Cuba, Indonesia, Kazakhstan, Malaysia, Nigeria, Thailand, Turkey, Uganda, Uzbekistan, and Vietnam. So these countries were officially ushered into the alliance as partner countries. Now, Uganda is the shocking news here. Now, in East Africa, Uganda becomes the first country to be added onto the alliance, much as not as a full member, but in the essence of it becoming an alliance partner country is a big milestone, is big news for Uganda. No wonder there's been a lot of interactions between the government of Uganda and Russia. We've seen the foreign minister of Russia frequenting the country, having bilateral discussions. So no wonder Uganda is now an alliance partner of the BRICS, becoming the first East African country. At the first value, you thought that maybe Kenya was a little bit close to that. We've seen a full membership, by the way, in Ethiopia. Shockingly, Ethiopia is moving places, has moved ahead of all the East African countries, much as it is in the Horn of Africa, but it has moved ahead of all the East African countries to become the first full member of the BRICS. Now Uganda becomes an alliance country, and to me, I want to believe that is very important news. It shows you the direction that President Museveni has been trying to take for all this period of time, for having had issues with the West, cutting aid and all that. You thought that Uganda at one point really needed another ally. So if they get a chance of becoming an allying partner of the BRICS, then that works for them. It so means that when, for example, a single currency is put into force, like we are seeing the unit that is being worked on among the member states of the BRICS to become their official currency, and then their payment system that was even tested during the summit, then Uganda will have the chance of using the same. It so means that at a later stage, when all this takes force, Uganda will be trading in its local currency together with the unit when it is passed. That means we shall be able, or Uganda will be able to transact without the involvement of a dollar, which has really been which we have been so weak against. The Uganda shilling has been so weak against the dollar, so if there is a chance of bypassing a dollar at one point, then we could see the Ugandan shilling gaining some weight. Because now, when Uganda becomes an allying partner, becomes a partner of the BRICS, then when they're integrating their system among its members, then Uganda will also be factored in. In other words, you will find that Uganda probably, because of discovering oil and a little bit of gold, it could be used as because this unit is going to be 60% local currency and then 40% backed by gold. So if Uganda has some gold to back, to be used as a unit of exchange to back the unit of BRICS, then it will be very important in uplifting our shilling. So the value of the shilling, if we are to go by the BRICS currency of the unit that is going to come at any one and any point X, I believe in a few years, then Uganda will be benefiting. It is shocking, it is breaking news that Uganda has been listed among those 13 nations that are now the partners of the BRICS. And I thought I should bring it to your attention to look into it and see the advantages and the disadvantages, the pros and cons. How is the West going to react to this? We've had a lot of turbulences with the United States of America and the UK. We've not been at so much good terms, much as we have those cordial relationship, the interworking relationship, but there's been those elements that were not at par. So I don't know how they are going to perceive this, if they're not going to continue cutting the aid that they've been giving to Uganda, but I think at the end of the day, Uganda had to look for what benefits it most, and I want to believe they ended up by thinking that the BRICS would do better. Now the question lingers to me, did Uganda actually apply to become a member at one point? I want to believe so, because it is out of applications, I think, that they chose people that are going to become alliance countries, because they have strategic reasons for doing this. They don't just do it out of a blue. How important are you in the region? What do you bring on the table? There's something that South Africa brings. There's something that Egypt brings on the table. There's something that Ethiopia brings. And now Algeria and Nigeria. Actually, I think those are the only countries so far from Africa that are part of the BRICS, both as full members and others as allying countries. We have South Africa, a full member, Egypt, a full member, Ethiopia, a full member. Now, Algeria, Nigeria, and Uganda. How many are those? 5, 6? Those are the only countries so far that have an alliance with the BRICS. So I thought I would bring that to your attention tonight or today. From me to you, I am TJ. Adios.